Well, hello there, lads and ladies, and welcome your lovely and beautiful faces to the darkness. No, your screen is not broken, the YouTube video is not broken. To the darkness of the last thing. Yes, episode 4 this is going to be. She said to press quit. Am I going to quit or begin the game again? I'm gonna press quit because she said quit. Begin the game. I am so confused by this game right now, and I love it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh yeah,
Stanley
drop that
worked
bass.
for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427.
Look, it's Stanley.
Simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Man, sounds nice.
Others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Good for Stanley.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
You done talking there, Jeebus? Okay. See, for this playthrough, I think I'm going to follow what the guy says and hope that gives me more than a couple episodes.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What should be Sunday? Just the end of the game. It was Sunday. That was no one was at work, you
When
dumbass.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Door on my left. Gotcha. Nyum.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, walk into the boss's office. Broom closet. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
See, there's a broom, there's a shelf, there's definitely something there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
Yeah,
his boss's
gotcha.
office.
Ding, boss's office. Ding, office. Inside of the office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
What?
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well that, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code. Sheer luck. Amazing.
Yeah.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Am I going down? Is that what's happening this time? Please let there be more to this game. I love it.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
Stupid
read
escape.
Mind Control Facility.
Sure did. Is that numbers? Can I predict terrorist attacks now? Man, that's an obscure reference.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
I've been up there.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh. I know the place. Let's go and push some buttons. Surveillance. Aha.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true nature revealed.
Holy shit.
Each bore the number of
Where's mine?
the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
America. What? Lift.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
See, way better story following the guy.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I guess I do that in here, Mr. Bossman. I don't even know, man. System power. Can I turn it on?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
No.
All these years ago, and you tried to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
But it's a system power, not controls.
You're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Holy.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode.
What?
Eliminating the entire complex.
No.
How long until detonation then? Let's say,
I'm running.
minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
What the
a shame
fuck?
we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
What the fuck?
More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
What does
all
this mean?
means, I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Blue number
All
3.
right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Number
I
3.
erased
3 should be over
them.
here.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground,
green door.
swallowing everyone
Holy shit, I have a
inside,
minute.
or I let it burn to a
Oh,
crisp.
fuck.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know
One.
what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on
One.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
What? I pressed the
Dear
number
me,
1.
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where
1.
you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that
Excuse the
clock
door
that
being
something
used.
in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
I don't know.
That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
What?
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
Off.
Or
Power
don't.
off.
It's all the same to me.
Power.
Part of the journey.
Power off.
And believe me, I will
System
be
power
laughing
off.
every second of your inevitable
Off.
life
Off.
from the
Off.
moment we
Off.
fade in
Off.
until the
Off.
moment I
Off.
say,
Off.
"Have a
Off.
good
Off. Off.